What's up, YouTube trash? My name is Cody Tang. Today we're going to be diving into the world of Mii's. Nintendo's Miitopia sets a party of your created Mii's into a sprawling fantasy RPG. Through its addictive Mii creation tools, it's gained a ton of buzz. I think it's safe to say it's become pretty popular since its demo release. Let's dive right into just what this game actually is, beyond its character creator. Miitopia begins with a storybook aesthetic in which it very briefly explains that this is the world Mii's come from. The villain is introduced and everybody gets their faces ripped off. Literally. He then slaps their stolen faces onto his minions, and that's where we come in, the Traveler. Our character sees a pair of floating eyes before us and it takes hold of a butterfly nearby. This scares the living shit out of our character and they run off only to become lost. But then they immediately find a town and so the adventure begins. You're given a setup of Mii's that will be placed as citizens in the village, each of which you can edit and change however you please, and this trend continues for every single character that appears in this game. This is absolutely the most entertaining thing about Miitopia. There are thousands of characters uploaded daily online created through the astounding amount of freedom added to the improved character creation system, though you really only get to access this advanced creator for plot characters in your party. After spending 700 hours editing each and every citizen, you're now finally set to appear in the world. You move in a 2.5D plane and can speak to all of your edited Mii's. After talking to the mayor, the town is attacked by the Dark Lord, a character that you get to edit as well. The addition to name and edit every single character in this game is an option that just doesn't get old, and it's the easiest way to get you more attached to the characters you'll be interacting with. Your created Dark Lord will then begin stealing the faces of people in the village. You'll then chase them down, which results in one of the NPCs getting their faces plastered on a minion of the Dark Lord. Just before being attacked, your character's family heirloom glows and you're given its divine power, allowing you to choose a job class for your Mii. This divine power will keep reappearing as the story goes on and act as a tutorial as certain conditions are met to trigger the explanation. After this, we're forced to combat the enemy. The combat is literally nothing to write home about. It's as generic as turn-based combat gets. Choose your approach to attacking your enemy and watch the screen. Now, for me personally, whenever I see turn-based combat, 9 times out of 10, it's a deal breaker for me. I already know for a fact I'm not interested in this game. I'm tired of turn-based RPGs. I played them my whole life and action RPGs have proven to be superior in every way. But for the sake of quality control and the video, we'll keep diving into this exhilarating game. All you can do when the game first begins is attack, so that's what we do. Absolutely thrilling. Like most modern turn-based games, the developers have come to realize that watching this shit is boring as hell. So, they've given you the option to speed up combat and turn on auto battle. Since this game really is just that damn easy, that's what I did, and I never lost a single battle through my entire playthrough. Now that we've defeated the minion, we see that it's allowed one of our created NPCs to get their face back. After this, the real adventure begins. The World Hub is set up as a level map, and the stages act like levels in a platformer. Quite possibly the worst part about this game is that the levels are automatic, meaning once you choose a stage, you'll watch your party run through until they encounter an enemy or reach an event. The environments are atrociously ugly and so clearly low effort. Even the enemy designs aren't making up for this fact either. When you're inside a level, sometimes you'll be given a choice to take special paths for better rewards and harder enemies. You'll also find special characters throughout the hub map that will give you special items if you do what they say. After your second combat encounter, you'll be allowed to create your second party member. If you don't have auto battle turned on, you'll realize that you don't actually control this other member and they will automatically act on their own. Meaning in this game, you only act for your main character. Now, this isn't the worst thing, but when this autonomous party NPC is added to your party, most games will at least let you decide how they'll approach combat. Whether they focus on healing, focus on attacking weak or strong enemies, defending, or aggressively wasting their MP. But not in this game though. Oh no, everything about this game is completely random. Even your own character, because you see, based on the personality you chose for your character, they will sometimes perform certain actions, of which you have no control over, that will have different effects for the battle. Raising your friendship level with party members will make unique actions play out as well. These are used to make the battles feel more dynamic and interesting. These actions can include anything from seeing unique skills, getting critical attacks, and things that literally get your characters killed because it forces them to take damage. These random events can happen at any time during combat. It's not a bad system and I actually like the randomness of it. I just wish it was in a game that was, actually good. If your character is inflicted with a status ailment like confusion or crying, You can put them in a safe spot where they'll be forced to do nothing and you'll just have to wait until they get back to normal. Or one of your party members decides to cheer them back up. And if you have a cleric, they can also restore them to normal, at random of course. You get special rewards for every 50 enemies you defeat, which is a good incentive to keep fighting. And with the auto battle and ability to speed up fights, there's no reason not to participate. You know, this plays a lot like a mobile game when you really get down to it. For most of the game, I kinda just let it play itself. I just did other things and occasionally came back to press A before returning to whatever I was doing. Now that you have a second member, when outside of combat the party will interact with each other, like picking something up from the ground, and many more random events such as stripping. These events will work to raise the relationship levels of your party or give them special items, or absolutely nothing will happen at all and they'll just waste your time. Most of the party interactions are pretty goofy and would honestly be endearing in something that actually had entertaining gameplay and a well put together story. But I literally auto battle and eventually just started to skip through a majority of the dialogue in this game that didn't pertain to story. Your characters appear to have their own personalities, which makes things feel like a grand adventure with a party that gets to know each other over time. Since they're all entirely created by you, you could pretend to fill in the blanks of the backstories by yourself. But when it comes down to it, the game is just way too simplistic to really get invested into anything that happens, or the characters that you've created. This all just ends up being a waste of a good system. At the end of every stage, your characters will stop at an inn. From here, you can raise the character's friendship level if you have them sleep together, which of course will allow them to perform more teamwork-based actions in combat for fighting alongside them. The game will also randomly ask you if you want to keep playing the game from here, which gets pretty annoying. If I wanted to stop playing the game, then I would just stop playing. I really don't think I need the game to suggest to me to stop playing the game that I'm literally not even playing 90% of the time. At the inn, you'll be able to enhance your party stats by eating meals you find throughout your adventure. You'll get better rewards for having one of your characters eat foods that they deem as their favorites. Eventually, they'll get full and stop accepting food entirely. Then there's this stupid ass shop system. You can spend money on various things in the store, but you don't actually choose what to buy. Your characters will suggest to you what they want and you decide if you want to give them an allowance to buy whatever they're asking for. If you don't have enough money for something, then hopefully they'll ask for it again at some point. But in order to get a new suggestion, you'll have to run through an entire stage again and make it to the end. And after that, it most likely won't even be what you want to buy at all. And if that wasn't bad enough, sometimes even though they told you exactly what they're gonna buy, these fucking morons will come back with some food instead. What the actual fuck is this system? But that's not all there is to do at the end. There's also the arcade and the outing system. Both require tickets that you get from completing tasks or getting rewards throughout the game. The outing system allows you to take one of your party members on a date so that they can build on their relationship. The outing plays no different than a regular stage and you will still be attacked by mobs. The difference is you'll get a cutscene of your characters hanging out rather than just stopping at the inn, which you immediately return to afterward. The arcade has two games, roulette and rock paper scissors. Roulette is exactly as it sounds. Spin the wheel and hope you win something you want. Rock paper scissors is a game where you play against an arcade machine. If you win, he'll give you gold, and you can try again to gain even more money or lose all your earnings. After you're done screwing around in the inn, it's back to the field, and that becomes the gameplay loop. Go to the field, stop at the inn, go to the field, stop at the inn. Eventually, you'll have saved the faces of the people in the first town and you're given a letter of recommendation to go to the castle by the mayor. But this is a demo, and after delivering this letter, the game comes to a close. In terms of genericity, this game hits nearly every single box. Ironically, the protagonist of this game isn't a silent protagonist that literally nobody can relate to, and they freely speak without your intervention. The most unique and endearing thing about this game is the ability to personally craft the entire world of NPCs, and I really do love that gimmick. But even with that, this game has absolutely no purpose outside of filling in a spot for Nintendo's weekly shovelware quota. This is the bare minimum of what it takes to make a game. Sure, there's a lot of items and equipment and the character creation is great, but this game is asking you to pay $50 for this shit. It's hard to even pretend that an RPG like this holds up to that price tag. Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy, Bravely Default, Octopath Traveler, Persona, and many other turn-based RPGs are asking for the same price, if not less. Those games are loaded with content and actual care and love thrown into their game. This game doesn't even deserve half a penny, and it's criminal that they're even charging $50 for this piece of shit ass game. Trash ass RPG mechanics, hideous graphics, uninspired cardboard cutout turn-based gameplay, and a story that was obviously just stitched together just to hit that RPG trope. I played mobile games with better content than this. You don't come to 2021 saying that a pitch for an RPG is a fucking cutting edge game worth $50 fucking dollars. This isn't even some shit that you would give to your child as an introduction to RPGs. Miitopia may be getting a ton of buzz for its wacky character creation system, and you know what? That's the best thing that Miitopia provides. A Mii-Maker that's 18 times better than what we were given on the Wii. Outside of that, this game is a stank piece of garbage that falls right in line with Nintendo's dog shit ass quality control for their eShop. Miitopia is a poor excuse for a game and blatantly disrespects you by slapping a $50 price tag onto it. Don't buy this shit ass game and buy literally any other turn-based RPG available for much less than this game. Even on a deal, this game wouldn't be worth taking a glance at. I'm happy there's a demo for this game because it's yet another game that gives you the entire experience within the first 2 hours of gameplay, and the demo exposes it for exactly that. That's all the time I have for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, be sure to subscribe, leave a like, and consider taking some time to leave a comment below. If you guys want more of me, be sure to follow me on Twitter at CodyTang, and I'll see you guys in the next one.